Is it really that bad to take prednisone long term? Can I just take prednisone for the rest of my days? That's the question I've gotten at least 3 times in this week, last week, wondering, is it really that bad? Or can I just feel this good to forever? Let me tell you a quick story. I got this email from this lovely 70-year-old who's had terrible asthma attack. And because of the volcanic ash being spewed into the air by her home. And she said, I feel so darn good, though I'm still hacking and coughing like an escapee from the TB ward. I'm a young 70-year-old resident in Hawaii, and she feels that, you know, taking the prednisone has been a miracle for her. She said, since she's been on the prednisone, I feel so good. And so that she's taking it for her lungs, but she says, I developed skin conditions on my arms and hands in the past couple of years, but they seem to be miraculously cleared up. My hands were diagnosed as having acute dermatitis. My forearms were plagued by an almost invisible rash, which was very itchy and caused me to break out in tiny purple bruises from scratching. My skin is now looking 100% better, and my body aches have all disappeared, making me feel enthusiastic to get up and do things. And has put a spring in my step. She says, since I haven't had any of the prednisone side effects, I wanted your esteemed opinion if you thought I could ask my doctor to put me on a low dose of prednisone for the rest of my days. Okay, so this is for you and everyone else who just wants to know, is it really that bad? Can I just take the prednisone forever? And here's the thing. Taking prednisone is a miracle, and especially that first week, the first 3 weeks, even maybe even 3 months, you can feel amazing. Like you can literally feel fantastic. It can give you euphoria, like not just your physical relief. For example, she said she had her skin relief. So I personally have had eczema in my hands at some point for the last 20 years of my life. It's just constantly there. And when I was taking prednisone for 9 months, it magically disappeared. And I was like, this is amazing. My hands are fine. I don't need to put steroid cream on them. Like this inflammation is just gone. It was amazing. Then I felt the same way. Like I've had little minor joint pain and it was all gone. Like the aches and pains of just being a human and moving your body were gone. It was fantastic. And so does it last? Is that good part going to last? And is the fact that I don't feel any side effects going to last? Maybe, but probably not. There's the real answer. Is that euphoria, that wonderful feeling wears off. It doesn't last, and it can, in fact, turn into depression or anxiety in people. So you get this great high, and then it can go down slowly, just be very sad. And all that extra energy becomes, I don't have any energy. Taking prednisone is like making a deal with the devil. When you make a deal with the devil, you get something amazing. Like he gives you something fantastic, but there are consequences. You may not feel those consequences right then. You might not feel them in this lifetime, but eventually karma comes around and slaps you and you will feel the consequences. So what are those consequences that you should care about or worry about? Just taking prednisone for a long time. What could it be? Being on a low dose might not give you all those great benefits, number one. Number two, low dose, even just alone, can increase your risk for heart attacks, heart disease, diabetes, mood changes, like I've already mentioned. And the worst of all is the osteoporosis. And so you can feel good, and you can also be increasing your risk for side effects. Also, your eyes, cataracts, glaucoma. And some of these are irreversible. The progression of heart disease is irreversible. The bone loss is irreversible. The cataracts, irreversible. You could have cataract surgery, but the cataract itself doesn't just go away when you stop taking the prednisone, or if you're on low doses of prednisone. So the real question is, do these benefits outweigh the risks? And if the benefits of taking the prednisone outweigh the side effects, then the answer is yes. If in your situation, you're suffering so much that you're willing to put yourself at risks, 4 times greater risk of heart disease, 2.5 times greater risk of diabetes, like 10 times greater risk of osteoporosis. If those risks seem worth it to you, then make that calculated risk, but don't walk into it without having figured out precisely what the risks are in your situation compared to what the benefits are in your situation. And if you'd like help figuring out what mistakes people often make in making this calculation, take my quiz. Which is your number one prednisone mistake quiz? And it'll help you figure out what type of mistake you might be unwittingly making. Like you don't even know you're making the mistake. And then I have great solutions to those problems, and it'll help you decide, is it really worth it for me to take prednisone and to be on it long term? And maybe it is worth it for you, but don't just do it thinking you'll only feel the good stuff and you won't feel the bad stuff, because some people feel side effects at the beginning and some people don't. Some people, the side effects only show up later. So my advice is walk in there with your eyes wide open, make a calculated risk based upon actual information, actual data in your case. And the easiest way to figure that out is to take my quiz. What's your number one prednisone mistake? Just click the link below and you can take that quiz. Signing off as Dr. Megan, your prednisone pharmacist.